Welcome back to the broadcast. Here we are ringside. It's me, Sam, and Sonny. Nope. It's not. I'm not Sam and Sonny. I can't say it that way. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. We return ringside here, right next to the Octagon. Really can't believe they dropped Joe Rogan to have us on. I'm your announcer, Sam.
Something came up.
Yes, he got busy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just as Dana White promised. Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitches.
We're as shocked as you are. Two odd and late selections here to be given all the commentary for an outstanding undercard of fights tonight.
We took this on short notice also.
Accidents happen all the time, and we've been the beneficiary of that tonight, and so are you.
Rogan threw his voice out singing opera this past weekend in Texas.
Daniel Cormier had a misunderstanding at the airport flying in. He's going to be detained until further notice.
Yeah, they had a liquid law. You can't have more than 8 pounds of hydrocodone in liquid form. I don't know what he was thinking.
And his physique has never suggested performance-enhancing substances, but I thought he was a pure talent guy. It shocked us all.
Needless to say, we are excited to be here. It's a dream come true. I've always wanted to announce a fight, obviously.
But here we are. Let's get straight to the undercard. We have some great fights ahead for you. Obviously, our main event is greatly anticipated bout between two of the biggest nerds currently alive on the face of the earth, and probably in history. They're probably pound for pound champions as well in their own right.
There's no shortage of anticipation for this fight by any means. They are both probably not qualified to fight at all to start with. Yeah. We like the grandiose here at MGM.
They'll probably sue us too.
Fuck. No branding. Son of a bitch.
N is in Nancy, D is in Delta, N is in NDM.
Here at the MDMA in Vegas. Brought to you live by the MDMA Theater in Vegas.
Yeah.
So as we near and approach our main event, we've actually had a pretty exciting night here tonight, Sonny.
Let's get right into it. What was our first fight of the night?
So first fight happened before I left the house, actually. I want to go ahead and give myself a shout-out. It was me versus a six-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon. I emerged victorious handedly, and I would just like to take a second to thank my mediocre life and my history of poor decision-making that prepared me for today. I will wear the DMF belt proudly.
Well, as you should. You put in the time. You've always been prepared, and this is an opportunity when it comes up short notice. You don't take days off. You're ready.
Yeah.
I applaud you.
It was a catchweight fight, and to be fair, I can't wear the belt real tight right now until I recover.
The man calls. You responded, and you didn't let us down.
So after Cher performed the opening performance, fight number one was no other than POTUS himself, and he was pitted against a serious contender.
Who do we have?
Joe Biden was here to fight a coherent conversation.
That's matches make fights, and those two styles, I feel like that puts him at a big disadvantage coming in. I don't think that's his strength. We'll see how it shakes out, or maybe we won't, it turns out.
Yeah, I don't think he has an advantage in this fight without a teleprompter. However, as soon as he emerged from the tunnels, we lost him. He kind of wandered off, and we haven't found him yet.
We apologize. If there's any changes to that, or we can reschedule, we'll do that. I'm sure there's many qualified individuals out there hunting for him now. We'll get back to you, but let's go to the next fight.
Maybe fight number 2 in the undercard. We kept this one in the White House.
Okay, fair enough.
So Hunter Biden comes out, and he was pitted against an Oriental prostitute. Those were his words, not ours.
We'd like to stress that.
That one went to the judges and was settled heftily. 6 figures, I think, outside of the Octagon right after it aired.
They're not going to disclose that right now, so...
Right after that, we had a rematch between Jeremy Renner and a snowplow.
I don't know, guys. This one was a landslide the first time. I don't see a different outcome this time.
There was definitely a weight difference. Usually we don't allow things like this. A 167-pound man usually can't fight a 3,000-pound snowplow in the Octagon, but we made an exception because his choice. It's a grudge match. Yeah, you got to give the people what they want.
It's Jeremy Renner. He's mad. He's gonna be motivated. We know that, but
to be fair, we gave him a bow and arrow. Shortly after that, we had the NFL versus proper field maintenance.
Always been a concern in the big game. The alternative was having platform shoe size cleats. If you want to, I don't think that's reasonable. So
slippery conversation, Sonny. Right after that, we had Kid Rock versus Dylan Mulvaney.
Wow. How can you tell the difference? Similar hairstyles, frail physique, long reach. This is going to be exciting. I hope their colors aren't too close coming into the ring. I got to be honest. It's going to be a crapshoot on that one.
Right after that fight, we had Donald Trump's toupee versus the straight line winds of a thunderstormy McDaniels.
I don't know that he's going to appear. I feel like they probably worked something out on the side. But I'm not part of that management team, and I'm just speculating, not a doctor. They both should probably see one.
It was non-tornadic, but it was very, very powerful.
Fair enough.
Right after that, we have Madonna versus Mickey Rourke's plastic surgeon. In a surprising turn of events, the fight that came right after that was Mickey Rourke versus Madonna's plastic surgeon.
This, I don't know how it's going to shake out. This is going to be one of the biggest wild cards in the night. I don't know. I think it's a 50-50. I can tell you that whoever this healthcare provider is, I believe no matter the outcome, their referral service is going to suffer.
I think they both have rights to be mad at each other's plastic surgeons after having to look at each other.
Initially I think they were going to fight each other. I'm not sure who sent who to who, but it clearly is going to be a vicious circle. And with the obvious scar tissue and damage on both their faces, we didn't feel like it was safe for them to face off, against each other. No sanctioning body or doctor is going to prove that. It's not there.
I think the reason why they changed the card there a little bit is if we put Madonna and Mickey Rourke in the ring at the same time, it would just confuse people, and they really wouldn't know who was who,
again,
who to root for.
It's a similar, conundrum as watching Dylan Mulvaney and Kid Rock. You really don't know which is right. Certain angles, or maybe, if there's some scrambles, I don't know who's who.
Yeah, between those three fights, there's a lot of mascara getting ruined.
It's going
a lot of foundation running.
Yeah.
So just after the Mickey Rourke and Madonna's plastic surgeon fight, we actually got to see Conor McGregor have a rematch with the Miami Heat mascot.
And I think this one was due. Obviously, the mascot in the initial, maybe they didn't specify the rules because it seems like when he hit him with that looping one and then the finishing shot. I don't think that was expected. I think he got in deep water, so maybe we're going to see a different approach, by the mascot coming in this rematch.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a little more prepared.
I mean, listen. It also needs to be mentioned that this one will be not. USADA will not be participating. There's no testing going on in this.
No, this is a free fight.
Yeah, and that's just due to.
Because if we're all being honest, Conor's probably not going to fight
again. He's 225
again.
now. He's 225. He is. His neck is bigger than his waist was when he last held the belt. He looks good, but I don't see. There's going to be a clause.
Right after that, the final fight on the undercard is Post Malone versus a shower. This seems pretty overdue, if you ask me. I've caught quite a few videos on social media, and every time I'm a little concerned about if he has running water in his house.
Well, and again, Kid Rock only chose Dylan Mulvaney. It was marginally more aggressively than the shower. He was the next runner-up to fight the shower. Neither one wanted a piece of that smoke, so he went with his doppelganger without a beard.
Those guys don't like to dirty up their backsplash tiles.
No, sir, they do not. Those are dry as a whistle.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the recap for our undercard fights. Now it looks like we are going to get to the main event, what everybody's here for.
This is what we came for. This is why you play.
It looks like Elon is going to be emerging from the tunnels first. I can hear his music playing. It sounds like he is entering to Rage Alongside the Machine, his personal Phil Collins cover band.
Classic.
He is dressed up in early 2000s shades and Neo from the Matrix outfit.
It looks like if Chandler Bing went to a high school reunion, but taller, possibly paler, and a larger forehead.
He comes in at a staggering $240 billion net worth.
Don't shortchange him. I believe it's 245.9.
Oh, I didn't see the weigh-in, so I wasn't sure.
Tail of the tape, my friend.
Tail of the tape.
I'm on the spectrum. It's fine. I remember numbers, but I don't know what day it is.
He's now entering the octagon. It appears he's wearing sunscreen for an indoor fight.
And rightly so. Listen, this was subject to USADA testing, and the only real concern that came up was the extreme lack of vitamin D in either fighter. Obviously, not a lot of sun time. I hope they're taking supplements. I'm not sure what they've done to correct this, but
they both look like they could use a prenatal.
Folic acid, I don't know.
As he removes his full-blown duster trench coat, it appears that his torso is awfully polygonal. He looks as if he has been pulled right out of PlayStation 2's 1997 video game titled Tomb Raider.
I was going to say he looks just like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man after he gets exploded or expanded, I guess. What the hell is that show? Ghostbusters. Crying out loud.
There's a lot of sharp angles in that torso.
It is. But the boxy nature of his physique is concerning coming in. We're going to have to watch his cardio. His iron's got to be low.
His corner is currently putting a little bit of Vaseline over the top of his sunscreen, and you can see his coaches are plugging his Neuralink in.
This is what we waited to see, if this was going to be part of the game plan.
I don't think he did much conditioning. I'm pretty sure he's relying heavily on the technology here.
He's been using the Neo approach from the Matrix rather than the Rocky IV approach of running in the snow. He would blend in with the snow, and that was a concern on losing him before the fight even began.
Now that we've got Elon settled into his corner, it looks like Mark Zuckerberg is now appearing out of the tunnels. Bold move to use the Chinese national anthem.
That is crazy. I wasn't sure where he was going to go. It does send a message, sir.
He is in the exact same outfit he always wears. Part of me thinks that he looks like a 90s X-Men villain, or deep-sea creature, possibly an alien, or just a clone of himself. I'm not really sure if this is the real Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm not either. I've heard he has been putting in the work on the mats. He has been rolling and training in jiu-jitsu for quite a while. However, his unique physique that does have an alien-like appearance to it, or maybe that of a toddler with his strange proportions. He seems like he would be predisposed to being caught in some kind of triangle or rear naked choke with that massive head and spindly body.
Yeah, he actually won a gold and silver medal at a competition at a high school not that long ago. Those poor kids.
I myself did dominate girls lacrosse against 16-year-olds when I was 35. I'm just a little faster, a little stronger, somehow.
As he's making his way to the ring, he is in his notable signature outfit of
That's what I wanted to see.
A gray t-shirt. Looks like he's removing his gray t-shirt. There's another gray t-shirt on under it.
I thought that we were going to see this. The old SPF 90 double gray t-shirt play. We knew it was coming. It's what he's known for.
Yeah, so you make a good point there. Outside of Elon wearing sunscreen, Mark Zuckerberg is also wearing sunscreen.
I don't even think that's available to the general public. Whatever level he has, I believe it's in talks and has not been completely negotiated yet. Copyright infringement. So there are some NDAs that will be signed regarding Elon's sunscreen approach.
It appears that maybe they have mixed in a little bit of body paint there. It seems like an awfully white sunscreen from my perspective. I just can't help but to think it's maybe to hide the fact that his skin is nearly see-through. As a matter of fact, I feel like you could give both of these gentlemen an x-ray by shoving their bodies together and shining a flashlight through the two of them. You could probably diagnose a kidney stone.
It does make it work in the body, locating the liver a lot easier. If you can see it from 7 feet away pulsing, we're looking at the entire circulatory system at work here, folks. So it's not a bad play. That brings me to another point, and we'd like to thank Sherwin-Williams for the sunscreen supplied to both fighters.
I actually read a very interesting fact about Zuckerberg recently. Supposedly, he served Jack Dorsey, the former owner of Twitter, cold goat one time. What a fucking power move, right?
Wow, that's just Big Brother bullying you in the yard right there. You can't do it.
Looks like Bruce Buffer than most people is on his way out to the middle. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready?
It's time.
They clearly have very strong D20 rolling muscles protruding out of the sides of their forearm.
You know, there's a fine line to training and overtraining. We don't know if this is some kind of injury waiting to happen or they prepared themselves well. Neither one. As we've said, we're fortunate to have this as an indoor event and at night. That was part of the agreement. Cardio looks super, super lacking in both individuals. We're going to find out what Neuralink actually does and what 3 years alone with private lessons during COVID, jiu-jitsu experts for 3 years does. We'll find out. There's only a 7,000 pound and 6-inch difference. IQs are both well over 700. I'm sure of it. I've checked them out. Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, our main event is upon us.
Here we go.